Donnell. How are ya? Good evening. Hey, hey. Who's here? People are logging in. So tonight, I'm going to color one of my favorite stamp sets that we're getting ready to retire. It is part of the sale that is going on until next week. And it is called Books and Bears. This is the stamp set. It's obviously like colored now. However, there's only one of them left. One bundle. So it's stamps and dies. And the dies cut out all the books and all the sentiments, all that stuff. So really cool. I love this image. I'm personally attached to this image. It is amazing. It is just, it's a really cool, I don't know, I just love it. So there you go. So anyways, there's only one of these left, and it is the bundle. So if you go to www.sweetsentiment.us, you can pick that up. But we're going to color it tonight, and we're going to make him look like a polar bear because it's Christmas time, and Christmas time needs polar bears, right? I mean, duh. Milligan, what's up? Anna, hello. So I'm going to color the last Books and Bears. There's one more of these, and then it retires. So if you do not have this stamp set, you need to get it. Okay? So a little divergence. I'm going to use London Fog tonight to stamp my image. I have my glass of wine. This is Chronic Cellars. It is a Cabernet Sauvignon. It is a little dry with some notes of cherry, mocha. It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's a good all-around sort of wine. Thought I'd do a wine pairing with our coloring tonight. So I have not used this London Fog stamp pad for a really long time, so I'm hoping it's still juicy enough to work. Milligan, how the heck are ya? Isn't it your birthday? Happy birthday. Oh my goodness, Archie. The reason I'm using gray is because I'm going to make him a polar bear. So I want to be able to make these lines disappear. Obviously, this is a large image. So it takes up the majority of the paper. I have my stamp cleaner. And I'm just spritzing it with some water, wiping the ink off of my stamp. Put that back. How are y'all? Yay, happy birthday, Milligan. I am usually not a night owl colorist, but I've had so many of you, mainly Milligan, throw you under the bus right now, girl. Excuse me. Want me to do my lives at night, like Sandy does. So it is difficult for me, to say the least. However, I'm willing to do it for y'all, and hopefully it works out. So I'm going to zoom in. Thank you. And we're going to get to coloring. So I have this cool bear, and I'm going to make him a polar bear. So essentially, he's going to be mostly white. But within that, he still needs shadows. So I'm going to start by choosing. So usually when I do something with a pulse Hey, who's logged in as Sweet Sentiment? Must be Rachel. Rachel, is that you? Or it's Sandy. It's Rachel or Sandy, one of the two. With this, I generally choose warm colors. If it's something that has a pulse, I choose the warm colors. But it's a polar bear, so he's supposed to be cold. So I kind of want to choose cool colors. So I'm going to do something a little bit unconventional for myself, and I'm going to use the tees. The reason I'm using the tees is they still have a warm base. So I'm going to go T6, T4, T2, T1, T0. Okay? I thought it would be you, but I wasn't 100% sure, so whatever, it's fine. You can share it to the business page if you want. I don't know. All right, so a lot of people are intimidated by large images, and I'm going to cut this down so that it's not quite so large, so you don't have to worry about this super big image. And again, there's only one of these left. So please, 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 if you are so inclined, he's also on sale. He's part of our sale. So go in and adopt the last bear. Okay, just saying. So I'm going to start breaking this down and adding shadow. And with this image, I like to go piece by piece. So, which Grinch are you watching? Are you watching the original Dr. Seuss, Grinch? Or are you watching the Jim Carrey Grinch? Or, this is like important information. Oh my gosh, now my nose. I know, right? You got one shot to get this bear. Do not miss your opportunity. Because after tonight, he's going to be gone. Neither of those? So you're watching the new cartoon one? So again, I like to just break this down and go piece by piece, little body part by little body part. I know it's very different than kind of my normal MO for these. Oh my gosh, my nose is gonna run all night now that I sneezed. Excuse me for just one moment. Oh. Okay, Cooper picked it. He's so cute. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Melanie. Thank you guys for logging in tonight. I appreciate it. All right. So, doesn't that look completely disjointed? But again, I like to choose body part by body part, and really color this in. Now, since this is like a teeny tiny part, I'm going to go ahead and color his leg as well. The most important part when you are coloring an image like this is to be sure to color the hair in the direction that it would be growing. So you don't want to color this hair like straight out. You kind of want to curve it around. And I can do brush strokes both towards my body and away from my body. So you'll notice me switching directions. but you want to color the hair in the direction that it would grow, if that makes sense. Hey, sister. How are ya? We're coloring a polar bear tonight. I have such a supportive big sister. She always tunes in and watches my lives. It makes me feel good. I just got out of the shower and getting ready to go to my office Christmas party. Yes, on my birthday. I don't know that I would want to do an office Christmas party on my birthday. Not real sure about all that. Unless you really like who you work with. Yes, you do pop in, and it means a lot to me. Okay, and if you guys missed it, I paired tonight with a Cabernet Sauvignon from Chronic Cellars. It's our coloring in cocktails night, but it's really just coloring in wine night because the last thing I want to do is... You're cussing me today? Why are you cussing me today? Ooh, what did I do? I want to know. I'm intrigued. Oh, Nutcracker is amazing. Why are you cussing me? It's the best, because I started that tradition. Okay, I'm going to come down here and color his leg. Now, again, the important part is to color in the direction the hair would grow. Are you going with Pookers? Y'all, for those of you who don't know, I used to dance. I used to do ballet. So I love going to the ballet. And I kind of started a tradition of taking my nieces to the ballet. And my mother, which I don't really get to do anymore. So I would love to do it again. It's so fun. You'll enjoy yourself. Is Charlie going? If I was closer, I would go for you. And she moved away. You have to go to the ballet with me. I love it. I love it. I love that she still does that. I did not know that she still did that. My niece started calling me Aunt G when she was very, very little because she couldn't say Jamie. And so it kind of stuck. And so then I became the OG. And yeah, she must have thought my name started with a G or something. I don't know. But I've been Aunt G ever since. So if you're wondering where that came from. Hey, Linda. Yay, Linda's watching. So boo for you. No, hooray for you. It's fun. Are you guys just going to Mendocino Ballet? I want to go. It makes me want to go super bad. I wonder if there's any tickets that I could force Mom to go with me. All right, so that arm's done. And now, let's see, what body part do I want to do? This is when it starts getting hard, when you start running out of, you know, places to go. So I'm going to start doing this little spot here because his ear is going to leave a shadow. And his head. Just want you to be okay. No, the ballet isn't my favorite, but spending time with you is. Aww. She's so adorable. I just love the crap out of that kid. Even though she's not even a kid anymore, but whatever. She's always gonna be a kid for us. So you guys see when you start breaking this down, yep, always a kid, no matter what. When you guys start breaking this down, it becomes so much easier to go piece by piece by piece. So it's important that if you have a large image that intimidates you, to kind of think of it this way and break it down and start coloring the pieces that you know. And as you do that, the image will slowly start to take shape and it becomes so much less intimidating to color like this. Not a ton of shadow there, but oh, she did, where at? So I'm going to do his back. Oh, Amazon's a good place to start a gift registry. So I'm just doing short brush strokes to kind of start pulling out this shadow. I don't want to have too much shadow because, again, he's a polar bear. He's supposed to kind of read as white. I want him to read a little bit more gray than just white because I feel like that has more interest. But for the most part, I want him to be light colored. So I'm trying not to overdo it, but to still add enough of that contrast that it makes it interesting. guys like watching me color? Do you guys have any suggestions that you want me to color tomorrow? Do you like this time slot? All the things. I need all the answers. Oh my goodness. That one sneeze and it totally got me. Okay. All right. Back to T6. So we have this little spot underneath his ear. Notice I am staying away from his face. I'm saving that for the end. Why? Because I'm a big fat chicken. Not even gonna lie. Hi, Cindy. We're coloring a polar bear tonight. This is the last Books and Bears. There's only one more in the shop and it's on sale right now. So if you are so inclined, it is a stamp and die bundle. So you'll probably want to be the first one to go grab it. But that's why I figured I would do him tonight, because somebody really needs to adopt the last polar bear. I would say I'm looking at you, Linda, but you already have him. Same with Milligan. She already has him too. Right now he kind of looks like a panda bear. I made him into a panda bear inadvertently. Hey, Margaret. Okay. So now we're going to move on. I'm going to take this piece and we're going to do this piece. Again, it's really important to draw in the hair in the direction that it would be growing on the bear. Okay? And again, I like just doing little pieces so that I don't get lost and I don't get intimidated. You need a picture of my Disney tree. When you are not up close, it doesn't look like Wicked Disney until you get up close and you really look at it, because all the ornaments are red and black and all the lights are white, and there's little like hidden Mickeys all over the tree. And then there is, like, in the center, there are these two, you know, big Christmas baubles. They're like this big, that are Mickey and Minnie and have the ears and everything. They're really pretty, glittery, all that good stuff. So it's not like overtly Disney, but it's all red and black and yellow. So I really like how it came out. I'll send you a picture. I'll use Facebook Messenger and I will send you a little video. I do have 2 stitch ornaments on my tree because Matthew had bought me a stitch ornament a few years ago when he went to Disney World with his girl, his friend that's a girl, Maggie. And then Sandy bought me an ornament that is a stitch ornament. And so I do have 2 stitch ornaments on my Mickey and Minnie tree, but that's okay. I just realized I made all of these hairs go the wrong direction, so we're going to fix that real quick. It's going to have a couple of errant hairs, but that's okay. You have a few Pixar too. I mean, you know me. You know I can't have a tree without Stitch on it. And then at the very top of the tree every year, I have Grandma Elvesa's baby doll ornament. And so that gets put at the top of the tree every year so that she can be with us for Christmas. It's all Disneyland. That's so awesome. I used to have a super duper Disney tree. I even had a Tinkerbell tree topper that my friends had bought me when I worked in dispatch. But I gave them all to Kaylee for her daughter Phoenix when they lived here so they could do a Disney Christmas tree. And then she moved to Florida, so she took them all with her. All right, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Nobody's super talkative tonight. So, you guys might remember, what's the mad faces? Who has mad faces? Oh no! I don't know if you guys know, but this image was featured in the Creative Scrapbooker magazine a couple of issues ago. And oh, Faith has taken all of our ornaments from me. It was in a couple of issues ago, and it showed different ways to color this image. So if you do end up adopting The Last Bear tonight, you can also check out that issue of Creative Scrapbooker magazine and find all of the cool different ways to color. I've colored him as a brown bear, as a black bear, as a polar bear. I've even colored him as a rainbow bear. He's masqueraded in many different ways. So again, notice how I'm rotating the paper all around so that I can color in the most comfortable position for my wrist, which will give me much finer brush strokes than trying to bend around in all different directions. Carrie. Good evening. We're almost there, guys. Look at that bear. Isn't he cute? There he is. So now we have to do his face. That's the scary part. So I'm going to start with his neck here. Under his cheeks. And again, just piece by piece, you guys. It's definitely one of those things that your brain, when you see this whole big, huge image, you think, oh my gosh, I can't do that. It's too much. And then once you start breaking down little piece by little piece, it becomes palpable and you can make it happen. Okay. All right. There we go. So now, with the muzzle of the bear, it tends to be a little bit like fleshy tone. So I'm going to come in with a couple of like flesh tone colors and sort of flesh out that muzzle just a little bit. They have deep black noses, but this is just going to be a base. And then I'm going to do the gray on top of it. Is everybody ready for Christmas? Do you guys have all of your Christmas gifts purchased and you're good to go? I'm usually my Christmas shopping is done by October and I am not there this year. Hi, Sissy. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my darkest gray. I'm going to start by using these artist drawn lines and setting his eyes in. Okay. Nope, you're not done. Is that a joke? It's not. I'm usually, you know me, bestie. I'm usually done by October. But this year, not so much. It's been a very weird year. Let's just say that. Especially the end of the year. There's been so much going on that it's been a little bit difficult. Okay, then I'm going to come up from underneath. right? Yeah, I bet you're really not feeling it. But are you having fun making Christmas ornaments with your grandbaby there? Off to... Oh, I thought you were already gone. I know, I'd rather you stay home with me too. Don't drink too many, Kay. Enjoy your birthday, Milligan. I hope that you've had a wonderful birthday, and I hope that hanging out with all the office peeps does not dampen your day too much. Non-traditional candy canes. So essentially they are shaped like candy canes, but they're different colors. Is that what I'm reading into that? Yep. I guessed right. Oh, hey, look, you logged in as yourself. When did you do that? Look at me being all observant today. You did. You did do a quick switch. Presto changeo. Do you guys like watching this polar bear take shape? He's coming to life now. Okay, so this is the last color. And then I'm going to bring this gray down into his face. And kind of mellow out that flesh tone just a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my R20. Sandy likes to use 12. I like to use 20. And then my colorless blender. Okay. So now we need to do his little black nose. A candy cane with dice. since he is such a warm color, I'm going to go with my C's for his nose to make it more of a cool color and stand out. So that was C8. Now I'm going to go C6. Okay. And then I'm going to use my 100 for his eyes. Also, we're going to add some shine to them later. So for now, he's just going to look a little zombie-ish. It's okay, he's sleepy. Don't wake the bear. Unless you're giving him treats. So now I need to do the little pads of his feet. And I am also going to use this kind of fleshy tone, but then I'm going to wash it out with that gray. So I have my E21. And then my E00. And then my E000. And then I'm going to come back in with my T2. He's made 6 already? Oh my goodness. My T1. And then my T0. He's definitely a domesticated polar bear. Because look at those soft manicured toes of his. So I'm going to move all of these up. And then his toenails, I know, it's like such a weird thing, but I'm going to use E31 on them because they are such a small little area that I don't necessarily need to do a whole bunch of coloring, but I want to differentiate them from the pads of his toes. So that's why they're like that. I'm going to come in with my white gel pen and put a little gloss on them, but for now, that's how I'm going to leave them. Okay, so we have this bear. Oh, you did Diamond Dog cards today? Look, y'all are getting super crafty today. And now we need to have this girl. So I'm going to ask you guys, after I color her skin, I'm going to ask you guys how you would like her to be colored. So just FYI, be thinking about what colors you would like to have for her. I have not picked out any papers for the card or anything like that. I planned on just coloring this image tonight. So there you go. They are having lots of fun over there. They need to have lots of fun. Sandy's had a rough few days. But Bestie, I gotta tell you, that live you did last night, I watched it this afternoon while I was working on a project. And speaking of which, I have a project to show you. I just wanted to wait until you were in the proper frame of mind to see it. But I watched your whole live. You can't cook, so crafts it is. So I watched your live, and it was really cool. You did a really good job on that little dragon. I watched the Candy Cane Warrior guy, too. Really good ideas. So even though I can't watch them live most of the time, I do go in and watch the replay. And I know you do that to mine too, when you can't watch them live. I'd rather do crafts than cook. I don't know. I love coloring, and I would color 10 days a week, but I do enjoy cooking. I know. Don't hurt me. I like baking. But I don't like doing the dishes. And that's why I don't bake more often. Because, fun fact, I used to own a bakery. Oh, good. I'm glad it makes you happy. It makes me happy that it makes you happy. Yeah, but putting that little Santa hat on that dragon was super cute. Although I totally know your secret, and I know you cut off his horn to fit under the Santa hat. So neener. You're like, nobody will know. I'm like, I know. I talk back to you when you're live, by the way. I don't know if anybody else does that. Maybe I'm letting the cat out of the bag. But when I watch the replay, I totally talk back to you like you're in the room with me. So I'm adding shadow to her neckline. And to her little fingers and her shoulder. And again, it's just a method, so you just keep picking off pieces and going for it. I like to add a big shadow under their chin because I always think that their face, meaning the characters, their face would block the light from their neck. Hi, Coop Coop! I'm glad you're having fun crafting, Cooper. He's so darn cute. Ooh, looks like she put on the wrong color of makeup today. This makeup does not match her face. Just saying. He is just the cutest. He's growing so big too. He needs to slow down. Okay. Sandy, I don't know if I told you, and Linda, I don't know. I know I love that he crafts with you too. It's super cute. I don't know if I told you guys, but today, my dad got his feeding tube taken out. So he is a happy camper that he does not have to live with the feeding tube anymore. So a tiny bit of good news. Yeah, he's definitely happier. He got to see the nutritionist and stuff, and they said, yep, I think you're ready. So they took out that feeding tube. Gigi lives far away because Gigi lives in like Pennsylvania most of the time. Okay, now before I put on the lightest color, I am going to go back to this R20 because I like to add pink to her cheeks. This is too much pink for Sandy. She likes to use a much lighter color, but for me, it works out great. So different colors have different preferences, and that is totally fine. Sandy, I think she uses R12. I use R20. So any of those colors will work for you. I don't think that that's too much pink, but some people might see it as too much pink. So, hi Elaine, hi Kathy. So again, personal preference, completely up to you what you like to use. So I'm going to move those skin tones out of the way. Now, oh my gosh, I forgot to do her legs entirely. So let's try that. Thank you. I should probably color her legs. Although I suppose I could have put, you know, like stockings on her or something, but... Okay, so I'm just sketching in the shadows. And then this foot that's tucked underneath her. And I'm sorry for the noise in the background. You can probably hear my 3D printer going, but it never stops. Even in the off season, I try to print to get ahead. So I am printing glue holders as we speak so that y'all will have glue holders. Again, we have a sale going on right now in the shop, www.sweetsentiment.us, and we have one more of this stamp set left. It's actually the bundle, so it's stamp and dies. And I would love for somebody to adopt him because the stamp set is so near and dear to me. And it's going to be retired after the last one gets adopted. And I could really use the space for new sets to come in this year. Aw, thanks Sandy for putting the linky dinky. Makes a great Christmas gift. Makes great bookmarks. Makes awesome all-season cards. Birthday cards, thinking of you cards, sympathy cards, bear hugs, birthdays. I probably already said birthdays. I believe you do, Linda. If not, you're exceedingly close to having everyone. Gotta have a sip of wine. It's literally taken me, my husband poured me that glass of wine at like 3 o'clock or 3:30. It's literally taken me all night to drink that glass of wine. But whatever, it's fine. Okay. So, here we go. Hi, Juanita. Oh, Dad's watching. Hi, Dad. I was just talking about you. What color would y'all like her dress? And do you want this to go Christmas card-ish? Or do you want this to go just winter-ish? A lot of people are starting to release Valentine's stamps, so we could go Valentine's-y with it. What do you guys want? Red or green or blue? Okay. Christmas card-ish. Linda's speaking my language here. All right. So I'm going to do... All right. I'm picking a green. And I'm picking a non-traditional green like Sandy did last night. We're going a little more minty. We're going to go on the minty side of this. And these greens... it got me thinking. Sandy said, I never use these greens. And I went, I never use these greens either. So we're going to use these greens. So this is like all over the place as far as greens go. So are you guys ready? We're going to have fun with this. Sandy's probably looking at this color going, ooh, this is a hot mess of a green. But... she inspired me with her choosing of non-traditional greens last night. Okay, this little part over here, I mean, I suppose it could be bare, but I left it to color it as dress color. This is her hip. The way her dress is wrinkled. Notice I'm always doing brush strokes. I'm not just tracing the lines. I'm doing little brush strokes all the time so that I can break those up. The book right there would leave a shadow on her dress. Her bear would leave a shadow on her dress. Okay, there we go. Now again, coloring in and elongating these shadows, making them go out towards the highlight, trying not to forget all the little tiny bits and pieces. Always rotating my paper so that my wrist is in the most comfortable position. Okay. Now I'm going to YG 63. This is going to be considerably lighter, but it's still kind of got that yellowish tone to it. This is kind of a pistachio type tone. And I'm going to add a considerable amount of this just to get it to blend super well. But I'm also doing that so that I'm technically underpainting the next color, because the next color is a G, not a YG. So I want to add a bit of this yellowish of an underpaint to it so that it looks like it blends. It doesn't, but we're going to make it look like it blends. So this is a very pistachio color, but this next color is a very minty color. And this G02 is kind of a funky minty color, but I really like it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go all the way over that highlight, because I'm going to come in with my next lightest color and kind of wash this out of the highlight. So I'm sort of using this color to underpaint that other color. And look at how suddenly this dress like came alive. It just, this G02, I don't know why I don't use it more, because it really is a gorgeous color. But it did get me thinking when Sandy was talking about it last night on her live about non-traditional greens, because we tend to get kind of stuck in ruts. And I know Linda's favorite color is green. So since she was here, we were going full green. Isn't that a cool color? Really neat. Hi, Sarah. Such a pretty, like, jewel tone type green. Very, very different. Okay. So since I did jewel tone, I'm going to do her book as red. Because, I mean, just sounds like it would be great for me. So I'm going to do R59. Maybe she's reading The Night Before Christmas to her bear. And I just realized I'm pretty sure this is her thumb. It's a really cool green, huh, Linda? I'm going to use Sandy's favorite green, favorite red, which is R46. Because I want this to lean towards the pink a little bit. Since her dress is jewel toned, I also want the book to be jewel toned. And then I'm going to use I guess I'll go R43. It's a little more pink than I want, but it blends super well, so it's a sugar plum of a book. There we go. Okay, then to color the pages, I'm going to grab my E55. Notice how this all starts going super duper fast when you get towards the end of it. I'm going to use this to add shadow to the pages. And then I like to come in with like my E41 because it's super light and sort of wash out those pages. So it doesn't look unfinished, like they're uncolored, but it's also not super like white. Okay, hair color. Oh, I'm also gonna use this to make her lipstick because I feel like she would be wearing lipstick. She's a lipstick kind of girl, right? So I'm going to draw the line down the center. And the corners of her mouth. Ooh, she looks like a hot mess right now. She's not so good with her makeup. I'm going to go to this R46. And then my R43. Okay, so now what color of hair would you like? I'm thinking she should be like a classic coffee brunette. That's my vote. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna start with E29 and I'm just gonna stair step down the E20s. Linda, do you watch with your earbuds on? Or are you doing other stuff while you're watching? Or do you just like to sit and watch? I mean, because I know you're in Pennsylvania, so I assume that there's like people around. Can't get both caps out at the same time. Okay, E27. Oh, you're watching Investigation Discovery. Linda, do you like watching or listening to podcasts? Is anybody else out there in Facebook land into podcasts? Sometimes. Okay, so can I give you a couple of recommendations? So I'm a true crime junkie. You guys probably know this. This is not news. And I love to listen to podcasts while I'm coloring. Mainly because if I have the TV on, I tend to want to look at the TV, which sort of gets in the way of my coloring. So I like to listen to podcasts while I color. So there's two amazing podcasts that I've been stuck on. The first one is True Crime Bullshit, and it is hosted by Josh Hallmark, and he is a fantastic narrator, and his podcast follows one serial killer by the name of Israel Keys, and there's like 7 seasons of it, and it goes through the entire case, and there's a ton of like interviews and stuff with Keys before he passed away, and it's just a fascinating case. It's really fascinating. So I highly recommend that podcast. Season 2 kind of goes off the rails because he talks about a different case, but Season 1, he starts talking about Israel Keys. Season 2, he talks about somebody else. Season 3, he goes back to Israel Keys, and that's what he focuses on for the rest of the time. So it is incredible and amazing, and I highly recommend it. Very fascinating to listen to. The other one, yes. And it's a deep dive into the one case. So she looks very zombified right now. It's a little bit creepy, but I'm going to color her eyes blue. And so I wanted to leave them because Sandy said red, blue, and green. And so here we are with our red, blue, and green. The other podcast is called Morbid. Ooh, now she really looks scary. Morbid is a fantastic, super fantastic. It's 2 girls, and one is the aunt. This is my multi-liner that I got from Sandy. This one is the 0.03, so it has very teeny tiny little brush to it. And I use this to outline her eyes, so it looks like she has eyeliner on. And then I use it to add eyelashes. And I use it to add a pupil. Which, again, now she looks super duper scary again. So anyways, Morbid is an amazing podcast. And it's 2 girls, an aunt and a niece. And the aunt is I want to say a mortician tech. No, that is not it. A autopsy tech. And the niece is like a hairdresser, a hairstylist. And they talk every week, they talk about a different case. So I'm going to add white to the highlights of these to just kind of bump up that contrast. And they talk about cases that are both current and really far in the past and everything in between. And I love their podcast because they're kind of silly and funny and they make light of things, but yet they're still cognizant that they are talking about death and crime, and they are not rude about it. So morbid and true crime bullshit, both highly recommended. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little highlight on her lips. And there we go. There it is. So there is my podcast recommendations. There is my bear that I colored that y'all get to. Somebody gets to go adopt the last bear. And I'm thinking tomorrow we'll make him into a card. Maybe we'll do a background. We haven't done a background for a very long time. But she's very Christmassy. I like it. I like it. I cut out these little sentiments, so one of them will make it onto the card. And yeah, there we go, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. So tomorrow we'll do a background for this, and we will put them on a card. What do you think? Hi, Debbie. You came on just as I was getting ready to leave. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I'm going to go grab some water. And I will upload this to YouTube in the morning so you can watch the replay. And I will see you all tomorrow night. And until then,